my window into musical theater. My family didn't have that much money, so we didn't get to go to the theater. In fact, this is going to be a bit crazy and a little bit embarrassing for me, but I'm going to share it with you. My first theatrical experience was when I was auditioning for that show. I was already in Manchester, England. I hadn't even finished college yet. And I read in this little article they were doing an open call. I didn't have an agent, I didn't have an equity card. And I just saw in the paper they were having this open call, which I don't know, do you call it cattle call here in America? Cattle call. So they were asking for people that could sing a certain range, and I was like, yeah, I can sing that. I can sing that song. And they said, it's for fans. So I was like, oh yeah, I know that music, I know that song. I know all those songs. So I showed up at this audition. Of course, it was in the rain. It was Manchester, England, for God's sakes. It was a massive, they call it a queue around the theater, like a line, a big long line that goes around the theater. A queue, they queue up, and it was all day in the rain. Just stood outside all day in the rain. Finally, by the end of the day, I got shuffled through, and I sang a couple songs. And the director pulled me aside, and he says, "Have you ever seen Phantom of the Opera?" He got me. And I said, "I'm sorry, sir. No, I haven't seen the Phantom of the Opera yet." And he said, "Oh, it's all right. It's no bother. It's no bother." He says, "I want you to come back in this evening, and I want you to watch the show." And I said, "All right." I said, "But I don't have a lot of money." He says, "It's all right. It's all right. We're going to usher you through. It's going to be fine." And he says, "But then I want you to come back tomorrow, and I want you to learn these couple of scenes, and we're going to do a work through of some scenes. So can you do that? Can you do that this evening? Well, come back and see the show." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So for the first time ever, I got to see a big, massive production. I just sat there watching the lights and the costumes and the chandelier and just the phantom showing up here, there, and tether. And I just thought, this is incredible. And all of a sudden, this sword of fear just pierced through me. And all of a sudden I thought, "Carmen, what the fuck are you doing here?" You're gonna do this, and you could be there. And so yes, the next day, I don't know how I shook off the nerves. I did the scene, the work through, and I got the gig. This is a few of the roles that I've played over the years in London and over here in the States. Oh, right, this one. Thus, my musical journey began with this. Just making sure. Think of me fondly when you said goodbye. Remember me every so often. Promise me you'll try. On that day, that not so distant day, when you There was no ransom to be paid, no song sung, no wine untasted. But the tigers come at night with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart, as they turn your dream to shame. I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I'm living, so different now from what it seemed. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed. My future is unlimited, and I just had a vision, almost like a prophecy. Oh, I know it sounds truly crazy, but true, the vision's hazy. But I swear, someday there'll be a celebration for us that's all to do with me. And I'll stand there with the wizard, feeling things I've never felt. And though I've never shown it, I'd be so happy I could melt. And so it will be for the rest of my life, and I want nothing else till I die. Held in such high esteem, when people see me they will scream, but I'm my boss's favorite team, the wizard and I. There was a time when happiness seemed never ending. I was so sure that where we were headed was right. Life was a road so certain and straight and unbending. Oh,